Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. I know I haven't posted videos in a very long time. Hopefully that'll change soon in the future. I haven't really had anything interesting to say, and even though I did record videos, I just don't feel like talking that much. Like, I'd rather just play a game right now. But at the same time, I feel guilty that I'm not posting videos. Mentally, I've been in kind of a weird space just to be, or space or place. I guess both definitions could, I guess, actually, excuse me, both nouns. I don't know. Both things could be considered the appropriate place. Sorry for my awkwardness of trying to figure out the proper thing to say. Even though I'm looking at a camera, I feel like a million people are watching right now. And even if when I post this online, I'm sure like only a handful of people will watch this. And thank you so much for watching this. But I do have videos I've captured, like at least the game footage, but I've not been up to like not up to mentally posting videos. And my allergies have been really bad. Where I live, the weather's been kind of like hot one day and not cool, but not really hot. It's been really hot lately, and my animal's coat, like, it just doesn't know what to do. So one day they shed, the next day they're fine. And there's, as much as I vacuum, as much as I brush them, there's just so much dander everywhere. And I have really bad, like, all year round allergies. And then on top of the anxiety with everything going on with like the virus and stuff like that, like my nerves have been shot. So it's not necessarily the best time to make videos, which is kind of I'm kind of contradicting myself because I'm making a video now. So I'm going to share with you some game pickups because that seemed like a fairly quick video to do before it got out of hand, and I made a 2-hour video of sharing like a bunch of games, probably like at least 25 to 50% nobody cares about. This isn't the brag, this is just the share. I love to share things that I'm enthusiastic about and maybe share some games you didn't think about playing or you weren't aware that were out, or you could share your opinions. As far as Last of Us 2 though, I already made a video about that. Part of me is kind of bummed that not that many people watched it, and the other part of me is thankful. I apologize for the haircut. I actually cut it myself. People keep on saying it looks good, and I don't know whether they're trying to be nice or not, because I personally don't like it. Like, I just wanted to trim the sides, and I ended up shaving everything off, and it's starting to even out somewhat, but it's just weird. But anyway, I'm just sharing the share my enthusiasm. Maybe I already said what I'm sharing. Let me just get started. So with the Switch, since that was a fairly recent video, like you're pretty much caught up on that. I did get the remastered. I don't know how much it's remastered because the Switch is essentially about as powerful as the Wii U, maybe slightly more powerful. I wanted the PlayStation 4 version, but I saw this in real life when I was at the store, and even though it was on the Switch, when I looked at Digital Foundry, like all the versions were pretty comparable, and it was originally made for the Wii U, so it being on a Nintendo platform, and I think that was originally the goal to bring it on the Switch, because I think it started out as some sort of like Kickstarter. I don't know if it was Kickstarter. Does GoFundMe fund games? I don't even know. Why do I keep on closing this eye? But The Wonderful 101, it's like an action game. It kind of reminds me of Pikmin. I wanted the PlayStation 4 version, but when I looked at Digital Foundry, all versions are the same. It seems like a pretty cool game. It uses the stylus, and you can use stylus controls, but it works pretty well with analog sticks, and I haven't got that far into the game, but it seems pretty awesome and runs pretty well. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Sounds like we're getting a thunderstorm. That's why I keep on pausing. Then I ordered this actually in November. Not a lot of people know about this game because it's kind of like it's a niche title. It's like what do they call it? Like, I keep on wanting to say graphic novel, a digital novel, but there is interactivity to it. There's kind of like some life simulator elements. So this is Cyberpunk Bartender or Valhalla. It actually takes place in the same universe as I think it's 2066 Read Only Memories, which emulates Snatcher. So basically in this game, you just, I don't know how much you can see it. Like, I have the little viewfinder view looking at me, which is weird because I see myself talking. And yeah, I got this from Limited Run, so I actually got the special edition. If you follow me on Instagram, you actually can see the poster that I framed from this and the various things it came with. So this is the special edition box. But if you just want a chill game where you make drinks and talk to people and occasionally ask questions, and then you gotta like manage your bills, set up playlists for your shift and everything, it's a really cool game. I like it. Moving on. I'm sure you all already know about this one. This is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It should be part 1. It's a complete game. Close your ears for the next 5 seconds starting now. It doesn't follow the original game completely. But yeah, this is the... So before I say anything, and 5 seconds are probably up now, but I'm not spoiling anything now. But it'll be interesting for future entries. But if you're scared, like, oh, I'm only getting part of the game, that's not the case. So I have the regular case in the bin, but it came with a little mini art book. I hope at some point they come out with a full art book. It came with this metal case. I really just wanted the art book. And the soundtrack. And if you hear music playing in the background, that's actually the Seventh Heaven theme in the game. Of course, my cat decided to suddenly be social. She hears things. And when she hears things, she has to be part of it because it's new to her, even though she's been around them for a while. But I guess some of these things haven't been out of the box. So I just started playing this game. Some people say Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know what the proper way of saying it is personally, because every time I think I have it figured out, somebody else says it differently. But it's a great open world game. I was really scared it was going to play more like Sekiro, which that game, I know people like the trial and error version, the trial and error type games of like Dark Souls and stuff like that. There is some strategy involved. It's not like just straight up hack and slash. But I would even go as far to say as Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has a more complex system than she didn't want to be held. I was gonna hold her like other people hold their animals. She's usually social, but she's just curious about the boxes. But you got a glimpse of Zoe if you haven't seen her plastered, like at the end of the video. And if you follow me on any social media, I'm sure you've seen a million pictures of Zoe. But anyway, yeah, so there's more strategy, but I'd say even Jedi Fallen Order is closer to Dark Souls as far as the combat goes than this game. And I beat Jedi Fallen Order, and I don't really like Dark Souls or even Bloodborne. I've tried to get into Bloodborne and Sekiro a little bit more, but they still haven't won me over. And it's open world. It's made by Sucker Punch, who made the infamous games, and if you even want to go back farther, the Sly Cooper games. If you're wondering what I'm doing with my hands, the cat's like rubbing against me and then trying to rub against the tripod, which is why there might be some shaking. Zoe, come here. Please don't mess with the tripod, Zoe. But anyway, it's a beautiful game. It's open world. I haven't played that much of it. Hopefully it doesn't overstay its welcome. I notice the older I get, unless it's a game that's constantly blowing my mind, like, it's really hard to play games that are longer than 10 hours. Which, I've already said what I need to say about this game, but this isn't a perfect example as a game that's even amazing, and I think this game, and this is like such a first world complaint, but this game is, again, Zoe's rubbing against like my hand that's hanging down. So if you're wondering what weird shit I'm doing under the camera, that's what's going on. She wants attention because she hears me talking and it's not to her. The same thing every time I go to pet the dog, all of a sudden Zoe shows up out of nowhere. But if you actually want to seek Zoe out, not on her time, it's a completely different story. But yeah, this game, I think, yeah, I beat it a little bit over 31 hours, and I felt like it was a little bit too long for the type of game that it was. But I absolutely loved it, and I think it's revolutionary in some of its storytelling elements and the gameplay and graphics. If you wonder what that bump is, that's Zoe. Gameplay and graphic wise, it's really awesome. This game is really awesome too. It's, as far as I know, and I don't know if it says it on here. No, it says it on here. Experience a full open world action RPG. The first Shark RPG. If you haven't played this, like, it's a budget title, and it's beautiful, it works well, and it's really fun, and it has a good sense of humor, and I actually like exploring like the bottom of the ocean. I'm sure I'll do videos of all this stuff. Maybe I'll wait a little bit while for The Last of Us 2. I did a video of this. But I checked my my list. Not my list. My video where like I shared all my games, and I don't believe I had this game when I did it. At least I didn't see it on the video. So this is Persona 5 The Royal. I was talking in that video about how I wish they'd remaster some of the older Persona games. And they did with Persona 4 Golden, which is kind of annoying because it only came out on PC, and you think that they would at least release it on the PlayStation 4 as well. Fingers crossed, because I would love to play that game, not on the Vita, but I don't want to play it on the PC either. Sorry, my brain froze. The screen got darker because it went into screensaver mode. And this wasn't featured either. This is Resident Evil 3. A lot of people complain that it was too short and they cut stuff out of the PlayStation 1 version. But I absolutely adored it. It also comes with Resident Evil Resistance, which I haven't played because I typically don't play multiplayer games. I don't even know how detailed, like, you're going to see the back of the box, but I'll make the effort to turn it around. But if you liked Resident Evil 2, it doesn't have as much stuff as Resident Evil 2, but it has the gameplay, and it's enjoyable. Like, just like the original, I like Resident Evil 2 Remake more than Resident Evil 3 Remake, but it's an amazing game, and I'm happy with it. And I'm disappointed that they're remaking Resident Evil 4, but not Code Veronica first, which makes absolutely no sense to me, because sorry, there's a flash. I guess the storm's actually getting closer. But, yeah, like Resident Evil Code Veronica was like the sequel of Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 3 is honestly like a side story. But it's an awesome game, really fun. There's not like a Game Plus mode with more scenes like Resident Evil 2 had, as well as the original. But it's awesome, it's beautiful, I love it, it's fun. Nemesis is relentless in this game, but it just bums me out that Resident Evil 4 is being remade. And Code Veronica was the last one that had the zombies in it. So I don't know. Like, I just feel like Code Veronica deserves to be remade first. Plus, Resident Evil 4 has been released on pretty much every single system out, except maybe the original Xbox and the Wii U since it was released on GameCube. Sorry, my mind keeps on freezing. Sakura Wars. I've been really curious about this. Apparently, there's like a dating simulator thing in it. I think a long time ago, on one of my, like, on one of the jobs I worked, like, my boss, there might have been a Sega Saturn version that flashed again, so I'm waiting for the boom. If it's fairly close. But yeah, like, it's like in an alternate 1940s 40 setting with like robots, and I really like the art style, and I don't know, Sega's been putting out some really good stuff. It's supposed to be kind of like a sequel and like a remake at the same time. I don't know much about the series, but I think there was like some Sega Saturn version. It might only came out in Japan. Again, I don't know that much, but I vaguely remember like one of my managers talking to me about how amazing the story was, and I remember her saying something about like a dating aspect or something. That's not why I personally picked the game. It just looked fun and it was really colorful. Apparently colorful games win me over. This is Streets of Rage 4. This Streets of Rage was like one of my favorite series on the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive, and they were trying to make a Streets of Rage 4 forever, like pretty much a 3D version. And then it'd be kind of funny if the electricity went out. I don't want to jinx it, and I'm still recording in the dark and I get startled from the big boom. That would get views, right? Anyway, this was released digital only, and then I got it from Limited Run Games, and then they released, a different company released a physical version that was in retail right after like the pre-orders ended from Limited Run's games, and then Limited Run additionally added like a soundtrack, which they weren't gonna originally add. But I don't know, I always like Limited Run games, like they come with full colored manuals and everything like this. And then finally, Trials of Mana. I don't know how different it is from the original. I know the original is in the Mana collection, which I have like several versions of the Secret of Mana, which is on there. I don't care to play the Game Boy games. This was really the only game I was interested in. And I played the demo of this remake, and it's just really colorful, and it's made way better than the bare bones remake of the Secret of Mana, which their mouths didn't even move in that game, and it was exactly the same thing. I think this game adds a little bit more, and it's just aesthetically pleasing, and I just decided to get this version. That game was really difficult to find. I quit going to like GameStop, and they're like, I went into several different GameStops thinking that it'd be there, because I thought it was a fairly popular game, because every time like I went to go watch a YouTube video, there was usually like a commercial for it and the ads before the actual video started, so I thought it would be fairly popular, but I couldn't find it in person anywhere, and going out was kind of limited, like with everything going on with the virus and stuff like that. Like you go out for groceries, and if you happen to see something you liked, but like GameStop was right beside the store, and it was like right when everything was opening up, and apparently GameStop, and all the people there were like different, and I was kind of friends with the people before I left, and everybody was like leaving. I don't know how long that place will stay in business, but it didn't feel comfortable like it used to. It just felt like a different store, like I was going to a completely different store. But anyway, I'm like going off on a tangent. It's hard to have a conversation with a camera that never talks back or asks questions, and I have to think of everything. But yeah, like they're like, did you pre-order it? And when this game came out, it's like right when everything closed, and GameStop was trying to claim that they were like essential, and they were like treating their employees like shit, so no wonder like I didn't see anybody familiar working there. There it goes. But so they're like, did you pre-order? I'm like, no, like that's when everything was closed, and GameStop wasn't applying, as far as I know, and everything I've read and people who've worked there said like they weren't like giving out supplies and stuff like that. And I appreciate the people like sucking it up. I think some of those people did it because they didn't have a choice, but like I was at the point where it's like I can't support like that kind of condition. So I just walked in. They're like, "Did you pre-order?" And apparently, the only thing that they're getting new of are like the most AAA popular games. And honestly, in that area, people only trading sports games are like Call of Duty games, which I usually already have all the Call of Duties, and I don't play sports games. Like, I kind of go into GameStop because they're the only place that really gets obscure games. Like, if you go to Target or Walmart or whatever, they're just gonna have what most people play. And that was like one of my favorite things about going to like a game store, is getting exclusive, like not exclusive, getting some more of the rare, unheard of games and stuff like that, which they probably have at mom and pop shops, which I should and probably will in the future support more. Assuming that my priorities are still with games. Like, gaming is awesome, but I really don't want this to be my whole life. I really don't want gaming to be this whole channel, and that's something that it's kind of a shitty time to kind of want to expand your horizons, but that's something that I would like to do. Plus, gaming can be an expensive hobby, and when funds are limited and life's crazy, sometimes like gaming gets put on the back burner. Like, a lot of these games I've only tried, and I can give you my initial impressions. The only game that I've shown you that I've actually finished, I didn't even show you 2 Point Hospital. Well, I don't need to show you the case. There's 2 Point Hospital, which is actually like a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital. That one I forgot to pull out. I apologize. You'll survive. I promise. But anyway, yeah, it's like a lot. Like, I haven't, even though I've had the time, I haven't felt up to like playing games a lot of the time. So yeah, that's why there hasn't been a ton of videos posted. And yeah, that's my collection. Now let me end this video before the weather comes, and I'm sorry I'm so awkward and spacey. It's why I've hesitated to make a video. It's an odd choice that I decided to film myself, considering I hate this haircut and the way I just look right now. It's just, I don't know, I just thought it would be easier and more personable, even though I'm super awkward. But thank you for sticking by the channel, or if you're discovering this for the first time, maybe check out some older videos where I'm not as weird. But hopefully things will get better. I hope you're all doing well. Hope things get better for everyone, and I will talk to you on the next video, whenever that is. I wish I could give you like a schedule every week. That would probably be good, because it would force myself to do things, but I hate making promises that I'm not 100% sure that I can keep, because as much as this is important to me, this isn't like my #1 priority. But I care about you guys that actually communicate, because I know, at least I think deep down inside, some of you care. But I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was somewhat interesting, as awkward as this may be. Just wanted to put some new content out there. Take care. I hope you guys are finding things that you enjoy to get your mind off of how everything is right now. Yeah, hopefully things will be better in the next video, and I won't be as weird. Thank you so much. Take care. And again, I hope you're all doing well. I've already said that probably like 25 times, but alright, bye.
If you want to, like, comment, and subscribe! Thanks for watching!